हेलो वेलकम टू मैथ्स ड्राइविंग सेंटर। आज के वीडियो में हम लोग दिसंबर 23 का इंटीग्रल इक्वेशंस का क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करेंगे। टोटल 3 क्वेश्चंस है। एक मैंने पहले डिस्कस कर लिया है, अगर आपने नहीं देखा तो जाके देख सकते हो। और 2 क्वेश्चन आज डिस्कस करेंगे। कल का वीडियो मैं नहीं बना पाया क्योंकि मैं कुछ देख रहा था, मतलब उसके बाद आज मतलब दोनों क्वेश्चन का एक साथ सॉल्यूशन डिस्कस करेंगे। ठीक है, अगर आपने ट्राई नहीं किया तो पहले ट्राई कर लो। मैं ट्राई करूंगा इंटीग्रल इक्वेशन का थोड़ा बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट देके उसके बाद सॉल्व करने। सॉल्व मैंने करके रखा है, मैं बस एक्सप्लेन करते जाऊंगा क्योंकि कैलकुलेशन आप फोटो खींच के भी वीडियो को पॉज करके भी देख सकते हो। एंड और एक बात, आज के वीडियो में ऑडियो क्वालिटी थोड़ा बेटर लग रहा है कि नहीं वो आप प्लीज बोलना कमेंट करके, या मतलब ठीक है कि नहीं। अगर ठीक नहीं है फिर भी आप कमेंट करके बोलना, ठीक है। आपका फीडबैक मेरे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। एंड और एक बात, आई विल ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन इन इंग्लिश एंड बोथ इन हिंदी एज वेल, क्योंकि एक कमेंट आया था तो आई विल ट्राई। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। This is the part C question. Let y be the solution to the Volterra integral equation this y is equal to this. Which of the following statements are true? We have to find just the solution given the integral equation is given as Volterra. Okay, so you have to know the general form. Means Volterra integral equation is given, so you have to think, okay, what are the ways to solve this Volterra integral equation? So this is the general form I have written: y is equal to f of x plus lambda 0 to x kxt yt dt. Yes, this is Volterra because the upper limit is variable. So, and our equation is given this. Now you first find out what are the things that we can see. See here, lambda equal to what? Lambda equal to 1. What is the kernel? Kxt is denoted as the kernel. What is the kxt? We will get 1 plus x square by 1 plus t square. Yes, okay. Now find out all the terms. F of x, what is f of x? F of x is e to the power x. Okay, this is the first thing you should do. Okay, compare the given equation with the general form and write the quantities that we have uh, that will need. Kxt you'll need, lambda you'll need. Okay, now you think about the ways to solve Volterra integral equation. See, I've written the ways. You can solve it by Leibniz, means by converting the integral equation to an ordinary differential equation. Then you can solve it via resolvent kernel. This is another method. And the other way is successive approximation. And another way is there. Another way is the using Laplace, but for that the kernel should be convolution type kernel. Okay, this I'm not telling it now because here our kernel is not convolution, so leave it now. For now you leave it. Now you think, if you solve it by Leibniz successive approximation, it will be time consuming. The more you solve integral equation problem, you will know by looking at the question. You can say, okay, this integral equation I'll solve it via resolvent. So by looking at the kernel, I have a hint that I will solve it by resolvent. Why? I will tell you after a few minutes. You will also know. Okay. So now we will solve this integral equation by resolvent kernel method. So what is that method? I am explaining it. See. So first, this is our kernel. Okay. So resolvent kernel method means we have to find the resolvent kernel first. For that Volterra integral equation, we have to find resolvent kernel first. This is called resolvent kernel. And using the resolvent kernel, we find the solution. Okay. Now how to find resolvent kernel? For resolvent kernel, we first find iterated kernel. Iterated kernel means like this. We denote the terms as k1xt, k2xt, k3xt. Iterated means with the help of one we can find the other. And the value of k1xt we know. The value of k1xt is nothing but kxt. Okay. So k1xt is kxt. Now how to find k2x2? We will find k2xt with the help of k1xt, that is kxt. With the help of kxt we will find the value of k2. The general formula is, see, I am writing it here. The general formula is knxt equal to, what are the limits? See, here 0 to x, so here also it will be 0 to x, k n x z, k n minus 1 z t dz. This is the formula for finding iterated kernel. You put n equal to 2 here, what it will be? Wait, I am writing here. if we put n equal to 2, so k to xt it will be 0 to x k, oh sorry, here I made one mistake, it is kxz. Yes, kxz. What kxz we know, kn minus 1 means it will be k1 zt dz. Okay, so see kxt we know, so simply in place of t you put z, so kxz you know, k1xz also you know, simply input of x, in place of x you put x z, you can find. And what is the formula for finding resolvent kernel? See, if you do not know these things, you write it because these are very important. So Rxt lambda, how you will find? See, you know all the resolvent kernel. So the formula for finding resolvent kernel is Rxt lambda equal to k1 xt plus lambda k2 xt plus lambda square k3 xt plus dot dot dot. It will go on. This is an infinite series and you can find it. It will be in closed form. Something like this means it will be come out in formula, some formula. Now you have find the resolvent kernel. This is the resolvent kernel. Now how you to find the solution? The solution is quite easy. See, this is our general form, y equal to f of x plus lambda 0 to x kxt yt. So simply in place of lambda, see I have written it same, yx equal to f of x plus lambda 0 to x. Simply in place of kernel you put here the resolvent kernel rxt lambda. Okay, and then in place of yt, see in place of yt you put, see this value f of t you put here, f of t y, f of t sorry, f of t dt. This is the solution. Now see, this is, now you're thinking that this is a very long method, so time consuming, right? But there is one shortcut trick to find resolvent kernel for Voltaire integral equation. And here in this question, the shortcut trick applies. That is why I said that finding the by looking at the kernel, you will get a hint. Oh, this I can use the shortcut trick. So I will use the resolvent kernel. If you can use the shortcut trick, then directly go with resolvent kernel method. But it is only applicable for Volterra integral equation. Note that. Note that very. This is very important. In Fredholm also we can use resolvent kernel, but the shortcut method does not apply here in resolve in but for a Fredholm integral equation. For Volterra it is only applied. And what is that shortcut method? We can find the resolvent kernel directly if some condition is satisfied. What is that condition? See, if I have written here, if kxz into kzt equal to kxt, if this condition is satisfied by the kernel given in the equation, then we can directly find the resolvent kernel as you know what, as C. Rst lambda equal to, simply write the kernel here first, kxt into e power lambda x minus t. This is a very simple formula to find directly the resolvent kernel if this condition is satisfied. Kxz into kzt equal to kxt. Now see, now we have to check that I have said that yes, this we can find using the shortcut method. Now let us verify. See, y-axis is given here, this. What is kxt? Kxt is 1 plus x square by 1 plus t square. Okay, now check this condition. This condition is satisfied or not? See, what will be kxz? Kxz will be put in place of t the value z. So 1 plus x square divided by 1 plus z square. Similarly, what will be kzt? Put in place of x the value of z. So it will be 1 plus z square by 1 plus t square. Now you simply multiply this and this, you multiply. What it will be? See, 1 plus z square and 1 plus z square, it will be cancel out. See, 1 plus x square by 1 plus z square into 1 plus z square by 1 plus t square. See, this and this cancels out. 1 plus x square by 1 plus t square is our answer. And what it is? It is nothing but kxt. So this condition satisfied or not? Yes, this condition is being satisfied by this kernel. So we can directly find the resolvent kernel, right? You're getting it? So yes, this condition is satisfied. So let me rub it again. So what will be our resolvent kernel? See, I'm writing it here. Resolvent kernel, what is the value of lambda? The value of lambda is 1. See here, 1. So what is the resolvent kernel? It will be kxt e power lambda xt. Use this. So it will be 1 plus x square by 1 plus t square into e power. What is the value of lambda? 1. So it will be e power x minus t. This will be our resolvent kernel. You understood? I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, you can comment. Okay, and you can reach out to me. Okay, so we have found the resolvent kernel. Now we have to find simply the solution. How to write the solution? I have written here. See, the solution is written as yx equal to fx plus lambda. Up to here, everything is same. But in place of kernel, you put the resolvent kernel, and in place of yt, you put f of t. Okay. So here, see, this is our integral equation given. So up to this, I have written same. Then in place of kernel, I have put the resolvent kernel. See, 1 plus x square e power x minus t. And in place of yt, I have to put f of t. What is f of x? E power x. So in place of f of x, we have to put f of t. So it will be e to the power t dt. Right? Okay. Any doubt? I guess not. Now you have to just solve. So I have solved this equation. You can check out. I will just be reading the steps. See, it will be e power x 1 plus x square. See, we have to integrate with respect to t. So take out all the terms which are in terms of x. 1 plus x square. And see, e to the power x minus t into e to the power t. It will be e to the power x. So here e to the power x will also come out. So the remaining integration will be 0 to x 1 by 1 plus t square dt. Now you know the integration of 1 by 1 plus t square. It will be tan inverse t. You put the limits, so it will be tan inverse x. Okay, so this is our final answer. Yx equal to this. Now we have to find the value of y of 1 and y of root 3. Put in place of x the value 1 and put in place of x the value root 3. You can simply find out the answer. First it will be y of 1, it will be 1 plus pi by 2 into e, and if you put y root 3, it will be e to the power root 3 1 plus 4 pi by 3. So our answer will be second and fourth. I guess I have cleared the question. If you have any doubt, you can just comment. But I have explained the level best I can. And sorry for the pronunciation, or if I make any mistake because this is my first time I am explaining the video in English. So I may face some difficulty, but it's okay. I hope you understand. Now the second question is this. This is also a problem of integral equation. This is a part B question. One single correct. So the question is what? The value of lambda we have to find, for which the integral equation, this is integral equation given. First you think what type of integral equation is this? Has a non-zero solution. We have to find the value of lambda such that the solution of this integral equation is non-zero. Okay. So this is a Fredholm integral equation because the upper limit is constant. Okay. And what is the value of fx here? The value of fx is 0. See here, fx is, this is the general term. Here the value of fx is not there, so it will be 0. And lambda we have to find such that the solution is non-zero. So how? Same type of question I have solved it in the last video. The last video was also about Fredholm integral equation, and there I have used one method. The same method I will use here. Okay. So for finding the solution of Fredholm integral equation, we have ways. By using resolvent kernel also we can find. By separable also we have to find, but the kernel should be separable. By separable I mean that kxt we can separate x term and we can separate t term. If we can separate the x term and t term, the kernel is called as separable kernel. And if the kernel is separable, then we can use this method only. Okay, this is very important. The kernel should be separable, then only we can use this method. You can use successive approximation also. But here, since we can directly see here that x and t term we can separate, so we will not use the resolvent kernel method, we will not use successive approximation method. Directly we will use separable method. For Fredholm, if the kernel is separable, directly use this method. Don't think anything else. Okay, because for resolvent also there is not shortcut, you have to do the complete step, so it will be time consuming. But this separable method is, means it is also lengthy, but you can solve it. So here, what is the value of kxt? The kernel is x square e to the power x into e to the power t, right? And here see, we can separate x square e power x term and e to the power t term. Yes, this is separable kernel, so we will use separable method. Yes, I have said the way how to solve this method in the last video, then also I'll say it. First, you separate the equation. See, here the equation is this. So you separate the x term because we have to integrate with respect to t. So it will be lambda x square e to the power x 0 to 1 e to the power t yt, right? Then the value of integration, you put this value as some constant c. Then you put again in this equation. What it will be? Yx equal to lambda x square e to the power x into c, right? Then you find the value of c. What is c here? C equal to 0 to 1 e to the power t. Here. Now, what is the value of yt? You put this value in place of yt. See, yx equal to this. So, yt will be lambda x square, it will be t square, e to the power x, it will be e to the power t, and c dt. Understood? Up to until here. And then again, you just solve this integration. Very easy. I have solved it. You can see. Lambda c take out because these are constants. So 0 to 1 t square e to the power 2t dt. Use the class 12 method of solving integration, Ilate form. So you can see the steps here. The final answer, it will come out as c equal to lambda c e to e square minus 1 by 4. Okay. See, you can pause this video and then see the steps. Okay. If you have any problem. So this I found out. Now you take it to the left hand side and take c common. It will be 1 minus lambda e square minus 1 by 4 into c equal to 0. So if xy equal to 0, we write it as what? Either x equal to 0 or y equal to 0. So it will be either c equal to 0 or this term will be 0. 1 minus lambda e square minus 1 by 4 equal to 0. Now see, if c equal to 0, then our solution, see, our solution, it will be what? If c equal to 0, yx it will be, put the value c 0, then yx it will be 0. But what we have to find? The solution we have to find non-zero. This is a very important step. We have to find non-zero. So we cannot take the value c as 0. This you have to understand. If c equal to 0, then our solution becomes 0, which is not possible since in question we have to find non-zero solution. So c cannot be equal to 0. So what the value of, so what term will be 0? This term will be 0. So we can write lambda e square minus 1 by 4 equal to 1. So from here you can simplify the value of lambda. Lambda will be 4 by e square minus 1. See, it is not quite difficult, very easy. So the answer will be 4 by e square minus 1, which is answer C. I think I have solved it correctly. If I have made any mistake, then you can just comment down below. These are the 3 integral equation, 1 in the last video, 2 in this video. I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, you can comment down below. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching the video. Sorry if I made any mistake. And if you like the video, then just like, share with your friends, and subscribe also. It will mean a great thing to me. And tomorrow we will solve some numerical analysis question, I guess. December 23 questions. So see you tomorrow. And last dialogue, I'll say it in Hindi only. चलते रहो चलाते रहो चलते रहो चलाते रहो खुद के गाड़ी को आराम से. Whoa. Yeah, I've made the first video in English. Yay!